What's good? What's good? Welcome back to Invest and Trade with Jax. It's a little bit too bright here. Sometimes it looks like I'm in the gates of heaven or something like that. Probably looks better up there though. We're gonna go over our friend Bitcoin, currently sitting at 21,000, up 5.28 on the day. Sitting at market cap of 399 billion, 24-hour volume 69.4 billion. If you're new to BitGet, make sure to sign up, grab up to $8,000 in deposit bonus. You can email me your sign up email after you make your first deposit, and you receive free access to my Discord of over 2,000 members. No VPN required for my US traders looking for an exchange. Let's hop into the charts. Nice breakout. Beautiful, beautiful breakout. We finally broke above 20.4K. Let me quickly change these colors just so everything is a little bit more visible here for you guys. Let's go with purple. My favorite color is purple. Okay, perfect. So we finally broke out of this range, this purple box. I talked about 20.4K being a major level that we've been range bound in between 18.5 and 20.4K for over a month now, since August. So basically over 2 months. We've been in this range for about 2 months, and we've finally broken out. As I've been mentioning, I have been expecting a rally here with the U.S. Elections, midterm elections coming up, and it looks like we may be starting to see that rally. So we broke this range. However, we do have a bearish divergence. Looks like we've made a nice little 5-way move, and we have a divergence here on the hourly. As you can see, we're creating higher highs, creating lower highs, and we've pushed up to 21K, which is a major level of resistance here. As we scroll back, you can see all the resistance in this level. If we come all the way back here, support here, support and resistance in this area, also back here. So that's a major level that we're seeing a rejection from. So it would be healthy to see some pullback, because the harder we pump, the steeper the correction. So we could definitely look at a 5-wave move here. Let me see here. Potentially what I would look at, now micro counting can be inaccurate here, is a wave 1 to the upside. This is a wave 2 pullback, and then we pushed up in a wave 3, wave 4, your final wave 5. So if we were to start to retrace from this level, then you would look for a retracement in between the 0.5 and the 0.618 with a minimum target of the 0.382. So the 0.5 is coming in about 19.8K, which would be a nice level for the price of Bitcoin to bounce off of here, as it does line up with previous support. If I drop it in, 19.8 was a significant level. Let's quickly drop in a line here so you can see resistance from this level. We had some resistance here, a lot of support and resistance. So in between 19.5 and 19.8 would be a good range for a wave 2 pullback to see a retracement here for the price of Bitcoin before seeing continuation to the upside. Now the minimum retracement would be the 0.382 at 20.1K, and there is also quite a bit of support at that level. And there's definitely potential that we just pull back to that level, as 20K is a major psychological level of support, or a psychological round number. So that potentially could offer a bounce as well. Now, if we were to continue to pump here, that's definitely a possibility. Then you'd have to just be looking at a potential extended wave 5, or maybe this was the wave 3, wave 4, and then pushing up in a wave 5. Of course, micro counting can be inaccurate, so just take it with a grain of salt. But we have come up to a major level of resistance with the bearish divergence, so it would be healthy to see some pullback. So we'll just give a little price targets in that range. Purple's not the best color to see here. Take it back to yellow. Okay, perfect. So in between about 19.2 and 19.8, if we do start to see some pullback here for the price of Bitcoin. So the wave count that I'm looking at, it looks like we've invalidated this really bearish wave count with pushing above the wave 2, which I personally like, because this wave count was really frustrating and quite annoying to try to map out here. As well as the leading diagonal, there's still a possibility that this leading diagonal can play out if we're looking at all of this as an ABC into a 4. But personally, I'm expecting a bit more of a push up and a rally that I think could last the month of November here and going into December as well, before rolling over and coming down deeper. So the wave count that I'm focused on here which I did talk about in previous videos. I said, look guys, if we do see a rally, I still think there's a high likelihood that it's just a wave 4 pullback. And what we're doing here is putting in a WXY, and we can come back up and retest this trend line here, which lines up with the 0.382. Come back up, retest this trend line at about 25K. We may break this high, or we may just create a lower high before starting to drop lower and coming down into wave 5 to take you down to 11 to 13K. That is my prediction, that we will see a rally to push up to about 24 to 25K, possibly a little bit higher to the 0.382 at 25.9 before getting rejected and seeing continuation to the downside. If we were to come up and break 29K, which is the 0.5 on the Fibonacci, would invalidate that as a wave 4, and that's when there would be higher likelihood of a bottom being in for Bitcoin. But with the worsening recession and inflation, I think inflation might taper off in the next few months, but will increase again in 2023. I just don't see a bottom being in my opinion. Actually, I posted in my Discord here under my signals page this little bit of news. So as you can see here, it says mixed bag on Wall Street. So investors are starting to warm up to risk assets, with the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ both ending in positive territory. However, the mood was soured after some of the biggest tech stocks posted disappointing results, indicating that equities may have further to fall. Google saw 6% ad growth in the third quarter, and while this may sound impressive, this is actually its weakest performance in 9 years. And it seems crypto played a role here, with the search giant seeing a substantial pullback in revenues from advertisers in the sector, which is talking about Google. So we have some of the largest tech stocks posting disappointing results and disappointing earnings, which suggests to me that the market is still looking quite weak going into 2023. In my opinion, I think it's only going to get worse, but I could be completely wrong. So please don't take it as financial advice, and do your own research and form your own opinions. So this is what I'd be looking for if we do see a rally. I talked about the EMAs tightening here. Well, we have pushed back above the 55 EMA on the daily time frame, which is a bullish signal. So if the 20 EMA, what we may see here is we start to see some pullback right back down to the EMAs, and we have the 20 EMA over the next few days cross the 55. We hold it, we create the bullish cross, and that's when you can see that nice breakout to the upside. I do think we'll hit resistance and begin to roll over. I don't think the bottom is in, but if we were to see a 5-wave move to the upside here, then that would give you a strong signal of a bottom being in for BTC. But we can just make a smaller 5-wave move, push up into a wave Y, get rejected, and then start to come down. If we were to break this down sloping trend line, that would also be a bullish signal for the price of Bitcoin. But if we go back to previous bear markets and we look at some of our relief rallies here, what happened, guys, if we take this triangle out, as you can see right here, we had a beautiful rally, then we came back down to retest those lows, and we had a second rally to create a lower high, came back down, retested those lows, broke a little bit lower, and then we had a smaller rally. So if we look right here, we came down, let me move this over just a little bit here. We sold off rather swiftly. We've had a rally. We've come back down to retest that level of support, and now what I think is coming is another rally, potentially create a lower high, and then break down once again, just as we've seen in previous bear markets. If we go back to the bear market of 2013, I'm just going to zoom in here. This is 2013 going into 2014. So as you can see right here, we broke down. You can see this wick. We sold off, and then we had a rally. We broke down once again. We had a smaller rally. We broke down. We created a lower low, and then you saw quite a significant rally. Everybody thinks the bottom is in, and then we just continued to break down here. So we'll come back down to current date. So from the all-time high, we had a nice rally into a wave 2. We've come down in a wave 3. We've had a rally, and then we've come back down to retest that level of support. And I think it's likely that we'll continue to push up to about 24, 25K, maybe 26K if we're lucky here. And then we get rejected once again. We come down to 11 to 13K in my opinion. There is a lot of people that think the bottom is in, so please take what I say with a grain of salt, because I can be wrong, but it's just what I'm seeing in my personal opinion. All right, guys, that's basically it for this little update. Does look like some pullback is coming for the price of Bitcoin. If that does happen, look for support around 19.2 to 19.8 with a minimum target of 20.1K for a potential bounce and to push up in a wave 3, where we come up in a wave 1, wave 2 pullback, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. All right, guys, that's it for this little update. We made some juicy profits with our trade here on Solana. Just locked in some gains, partial gains, up 20% on the trade. So if you want my exact entries, exits, and take profits, as well as early access to my analysis, which I post daily, then you can sign up through the Patreon. That's $10 a month. But if you sign up to BitGet, make your first deposit, email me your sign up email, you'll have free access to over 2,000 members posting chart patterns, talking all things crypto. All links are in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, much love. Take care.